Marriage is not a goal for me. I've never been the girl that dreams about a white dress. Like, I've never been like, oh, I want my cake to look like this. This is what my bridesmaids are gonna look like. Like, that's just never been me. Do I have a vision of partnership? Yes, but I don't aspire to the end goal being marriage. I also think there has to be a conversation around the reality of my financial position as a woman. I don't see me being legally bound to someone as a life requirement or something that defines me. Yeah, I just don't have a goal of marriage.
Fellas, the hoops never fails. And here's the thing, nothing is wrong with a person not wanting to get married. But if a woman is not looking for any type of commitment, that's the thing about marriage. And that's the thing about women who wants to get married. It's about settling down and being committed to one man. But when a woman is not interested in that, she's telling you exactly who she is. She's telling you she's for the streets. And here's the thing, some women never get over their fun girl stage. And that's when a woman decides to be in the streets for life. And as a man, once you come across a woman with a mindset like that, bro, the worst thing you could do is fall for a woman like that and try to take her serious. A chick like that, you gotta have your fun and move around, because that's what she's about. But fellas, the signs are always there. Once a woman don't want to get married, once marriage is not the end goal, that's a woman who don't like commitment. That's a woman who don't want to be with a man for a long period of time. That's a woman who eventually is telling you that, yo, I'm just here for a fun time. So fellas, have your fun and move around. All right, be wise out here.
I stood on business a little bit too hard with a man, and I acknowledged that, apologized, and now we have a date. I matched with this guy on Hinge back in 2019, but it was right before my ex and I got serious, and so we never actually went out on a first date, but we followed each other on Instagram like before my ex and I got serious. Lately, he's been sliding into my DMs on Instagram, and so finally we had our date scheduled for last Monday. And I was excited. I was like, it's gonna finally be really good to see you, like all this stuff. We've been talking back and forth, but then Saturday, I don't hear from him. Sunday, I don't hear from him. So Monday morning, I message him and I'm like, hey, I'm assuming I'm not seeing you anymore. Like, I don't know what happened, but I hope you're okay. He responds immediately and he's like, oh, sorry, I've had a crazy weekend. I'm free. We could go to a bar somewhere, or let's do a movie at Bryant Park. And he sends me the link to the movies. First, I think it's a cute idea, but then I click on the movie and it's Titanic from 8 to midnight. And I was like, oh, you didn't actually check what movie was playing. You were just like, let's just see a movie. I don't know. And I was kind of hurt because I've been looking forward to this for a while. And I was like, damn, okay. Like, you don't even have time to look up what the movie is. So I responded and I said, you want to see the Titanic? And he was like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. But then doesn't have another plan. So I was like, all right, I mean, I was excited to see you, and maybe you have a lot going on. I'm not sure. Maybe we should just reschedule. It doesn't seem like today's going to be a good day for us. And I thought that was going to be it. I didn't expect to hear from him again after that, or like I didn't think I was going to go on a date with him. But he acknowledged how I felt, apologized, said he did have a lot going on, but that he was very excited to see me too, and that when he said he had some bar in mind, he actually had a few places and was going to send me the list of places because I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to get more into jazz. They were all jazz bars. And I realized that because I've been so disappointed by so many dates recently, that I was looking for an excuse to not have a good time or to like not go on this date. So I apologize too, and I'm happy I didn't get to see him on Monday because I had a lot going on, and I've been trying to fit people in last minute, but I've just been exhausted. So I'm happy that I'm seeing him tonight, and we are going to a jazz club.
Fellas, the bottom line is this. A bird always returns back to the streets, bro. Once you meet a woman on a Hinge or on a dating app, bro, as a man, the worst thing you could do is take her serious. Because you gotta understand, she's so used to dating different men that she don't have what it takes to commit to only one dude. She's gonna find something wrong with the one dude that takes her serious, and she's gonna eventually return back to the streets, because in the back of her brain, she's like, I got a whole pool of dudes that I could choose from. And once a woman have those dating apps, bro, she will always return to the dating app, bro. I'm just keeping it real. She will always return to the streets. That's why when it comes to chicks like this, have your fun and move around, but don't take her serious. These chicks be going on dates like if they are taking job applications. I'm just keeping it real. It's crazy. And you think a woman could go on all those dates and still be a wholesome, virtuous woman? That's impossible. She's too far gone. She's running through too many dudes. She's about to link up with a dude that she met in 2019 after she broke up with her ex. It's crazy. Fellas, be wise out here, man, because a woman will always return to her natural habitat. A woman will always return back to the streets. That's just what it is.
So yesterday I had a young man come in and he was getting a haircut. We consult. I get him to the sink, get him back to my station, and we're just making small talk. So I'm like, oh, how's your summer going? Did you have any vacations planned or anything? And he was just like, no, I'm currently working through, he has real bad, he suffers from anxiety and depression. And he's like, I'm currently working through it. And I was like, oh, okay, I hope everything is I hope everything is going well. I hope you're getting the necessary help that you need to kind of work through it. So I said, and if you're uncomfortable talking, we don't have to speak about anything. He was like, no. He's like, I'd rather just talk and get it off my chest. So I was like, okay. So I let him go. I let him talk. He goes and tells me, after being with his wife for 15 years, they were together for 15, married for 12. She had the gastric sleeve 4 years ago. She lost over 100 pounds. She was sleeping with his best friend of 20 years, and he had to find out about it via Facebook. So he's telling me his side of the story, how the whole custody, they're currently going through a divorce right now, how he found out about it, how, his soon-to-be former in-laws are on his side. They're very disappointed in her, and so on and so forth. I noticed that he was looking at my licensing photo at my station. So he's finishing up his story. And he's like, is that you on your photo? I said, yeah, that's me. So I said, well, I'm going to share something with you. If this is triggering, we don't have to discuss it. He's like, no, I want to know. So I told him I'm a bariatric patient. I lost over 155 pounds. I am married. I've been with my husband for 8 years. We've been married for 6, so on and so forth. And he was like, really? Wow. He was like, you have such a good aura about you. Like, how do you stay so positive? And how was your husband throughout the whole process? And I told him, I said, my husband is a great man. This journey is amazing. I said, but at the same time, you will be tested. The grass is not always greener on the other side. And I just always hold myself accountable. And I was explaining to him, what keeps me humble and what keeps me accountable is the fact that in the blink of an eye, my life can be altered. You know what I'm saying? And I could just crash out. And I can go back to the old ways, not taking care of myself, not eating clean, and just knowing that when I go home at night, I got a good man at home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the compliments are nice. Yes, it's fun, blah, blah, blah. But it's not worth losing what we've built over a fling. It's not worth it. Like I stated before, the grass is not always greener on the other side. It just appears that way. Clock it.
See? This is why I always tell dudes, keep away from low-hanging fruits. Keep away from women who are easy. Because the reason why a woman is easy is pretty much because she's desperate and she's in a stage where she's willing to settle. The worst thing a man could do is meet a woman like that and fall for a woman like that, because even though she's not into you, because she don't have a lot of options, she will settle for you. And the reality is, once that woman is in a better position where she can attract more options or the type of men that she's into, bro, she will cheat on you, bro. That's why if you meet a woman, you gotta see where her mind is at. If a woman is overweight and she's lazy in nature, usually women like that are going to settle. And if you with a woman like that and she lose like 20-30 pounds, you will see a different side to that woman. Mentally, she's going to be thinking different. She's not going to be functioning the same. And that's when you're going to see if she's really into you for real or not. But my whole thing is like, bro, why take the risk? As a man, you should always go for a high value woman. That's why as a man, you should always focus on your purpose and level up so you can attract quality women. But when a man get thirsty and he get desperate, he always go for the easy pickings. He always go for the chicks who are easy to open their legs. But the thing about that is a woman like that will stray given the right circumstance. Fellas, be wise out here, bro. For real.
I think the worst thing that a woman can do in the early stages of talking, dating, whatever, is to fawn over the guy and be so available.
He's like really fawning over you or too available at first. It almost comes off as like desperate, like at least in my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm like, is it me or is it just the thought of having somebody that could be yours that's bringing you
100%.
here?
And I feel like there's so many examples where the girl makes it so obvious to the guy, especially early on, that she likes him so much. And then instantly, we can literally witness day by day the guy starting to slowly backpedal. I think it goes back to caveman time. Let's go barbaric. Men are hunter-gatherers, right? They want to capture the prey. If you are literally a little gazelle and you just walk up into the lion's mouth, he's going to be like, well, I don't even want it because I didn't have to work hard for it. I didn't have to try for it. I didn't break a sweat over it. Care to chime in, Sophia? Sistine Rose, the science hoe. Sis, the science hoe.
If you haven't yet, go get you some of that merch. Y'all already know, don't feed the birds. That's what it is. We don't feed the birds over here. So if you rock with your boy, go get you some of that good merch.